Hi everyone, going to do a little tutorial here on the bridge section to Here Comes the Sun. We've split this up into an A and B section, and if you're playing rhythm or if you want to play just the rhythm, the chords to this, I have a tutorial on that for the standard ukulele and the baritone. But for this tutorial, we're going to take a look at the lines. There's some lines or riffs that are being played through these sections. So we're going to take a look at that. And this one is for ukulele. So let's get started. We've already gone over the rhythm. What's playing here? This is the sun, 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 here it comes part. The rhythm that's going on is ba, 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 sun, 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 here it comes. That's what's going on there. But there's a line that goes in that second measure, and it's that. So you get a and you have that famous line. So let's take a look at that line. Now there's a couple ways you can look at this. And when you're playing lines like this, especially here where you have a bunch of chords that are going on and you're really only playing 4 notes, I'm going to let you decide where you want to stop and start the chords. I have a suggestion for the second half, but for the first part, depending on how comfortable you are, you may want to play that G, and then you may want to let this D go. Just let that go so you can set up for that part. That's the important part. Like that, all right? So I'll let you know, you could play, if you want, you can play the D in there, but I'd much rather you leave the D alone because it's a hit, so it doesn't take everybody to play it. It's more of a rhythm thing, and I'd rather have you really set up cleanly to play this. That's the important part in there, because when that rhythm hits on that D, that's when this comes out and it's very exposed. Bump, the bump, bump, bump. And then it goes into sun, sun. So we really want to make sure that that's nailed. So I'll let you choose your comfort level on doing that. So let's take a look at this riff. Basically, if you look at it, it's actually part of a D chord. If you were playing that, when you play the D, however, I play my Ds like this, but however you play your D, if you look at this, what it is, it's the 3rd string, 2nd fret, which is already covered, playing your D, 2nd string, 2nd fret, already covered, playing your D, open 1st string, open, playing the D, then you have that last B flat note, which is on the 1st string, 1st fret. If you want to play the D chord, you could go and then grab that B flat. So you can decide, if I was letting the D go, those chords go, and setting up for this run, I play it with my index finger. I'm used to bending my couple of my fingers down to do fretting, so I'm just using and then I'm lifting, so my index finger is actually covering the 3rd and 2nd string, and then before I hit that 1st string, I lift so I can get to the B flat. You could use your index and middle finger and then just roll your wrist in to grab that B flat. That's probably the easiest way to do it. I'm just used to doing it that way. But if you're kind of wondering how to play this, I would start with my index finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, middle finger on the 2nd fret, and that's going to easily leave this open 1st string, and then you can reach down with your index to catch the B flat. Now, you could play the B flat chord. You can go, but I really don't want anybody trying to do it. I'd rather have you stick that B flat note. Really going to be a stickler on this. It's like, and stick that note, no pun intended. I want you to hit that B flat note because that's the run. Bum, 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 bum. The other thing is, that's where we go into the 5/4 measure. And if you've looked at the rhythm of this, the F is on the 2 of that 5/4 measure. It's on the 2nd beat, and it's a downstroke. Sticking that B flat gives you just a moment to reset yourself and go back into rhythm. So it goes like this. Bum, Let's do that with a metronome so you can see in time, that is. I'll do the D's to get us started. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, once more with the lyrics so you can see how that pulls it through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sun, 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 here it comes. Okay, so hit that B flat, then that F is on a downbeat, and again, you can let the lyrics pull you through. If you can't get to that and it's really difficult for you to catch that F, let that whole thing play out, sing it. Sun, 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 here it comes. Bum, bum. Sun, sun, sun. The run is the important part. You can put as many of those chords in as you want to catch, but the run, that's going to be the important part, okay? Now let's look at the B section. For the rhythm of that, that's going back and forth from a D7 to a D sus, last two, or D sus, D7 sus to a D7. Let's take a look at what's being played. I'm going to start with my index finger. Reason is, as I go through this, I see I'm going to need the 5th fret, which is going to put my pinky up here. So again, you know how I am. I like to keep my fingers in line on 4 different frets and move them around if I can. So I'm going to start with my index finger on the 2nd string. All right. And you'll notice this is going to go for the 1st measure, 2nd, and then when we get into that 5/4 measure, it's only the very end that I move up to the 1st string. Like that, okay? So I'll play this for you so you can listen to it. Sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that, all right? So you'll notice I keep my hands here. When I make that move to the 1st string on the 3rd fret, I use my middle finger. I don't try to bring my index up in there. I like to keep these fingers in line and let them just play up and down. So by using index here, pinky here, that 3rd fret on the 1st string happens to be my middle finger, and then I drop my pinky in. Again, trying to keep these fingers in line so they're not like moving around like this. Let's set this to the 80, okay, on our metronome, so you can hear it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that, okay? Now you notice I've bracketed the 3rd. That's the only way I could figure out. That's a tie. That's a hold. Then I bracketed the 5th. I have the 5 carrying over. If I would have tabbed this out, and I probably should have tabbed it out, you would see an actual hold on this. But again, the keys in this on this 2nd section, start with your index finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret. Let your pinky play here. When you make the move at the very end to go to the 1st string, let that middle finger play it. Okay? And there you go. Thank you and enjoy.